today is November what 9th, 2002. So this is right after all the spectacular stuff with the news and the sniper and the Iraq and all of that stuff. So I guess that's the top of all. So we'll get into it, and I'll give you my rendition of it and my decoding of it also. So we'll get into that also. I don't know. We got a lot of good stuff here. We got a lot of good information that's come about the last couple of weeks, last couple of months. We had Sister Sharon Calder came last week, as a matter of fact, and did an awesome lecture on African voodoo. So if you're interested in trying to find out what that's about, you need to contact Deborah at 404-344-6862, and that's Sirius Times, Arkansas, it's a whole, what have you, and see what the sister dropped on last week. It was an all-day event, and it was pretty good. And so, so we got that going on. A lot of things. We're gonna have a real good time tonight because we don't get these things this often. You had your conference, what a month ago, and so Dawood said in New York, well, Bobby, they found out Bobby was an agent, so they didn't invite me to the conference. But I was the first person they asked to do it, and I declined and stuff for certain reasons. I declined, and I had one I had a melanin conference to do also in Detroit. So I had one to do, but I declined that one and all because, for several reasons and all. But one thing also too, I knew that with a whole bunch of people, you weren't gonna get a whole lot of time and stuff like that. And all. So that, as well as some other little hanky-panky going on behind the scenes, a little bit of some little backstabbing and stuff and all. So I declined that one and all. But I was one of the first person they asked and stuff. So we got that. We got a lot of things. Just remember that everything that you see, people call all the time and go, man, oh Lord, we in trouble because they said that the Republicans took over totally and all of this type of thing will be in trouble. Remember now, everything that's happening here is that the government hand is for us now. When we say that now here is because black people are at their worst consciously. So they pretty much got black people where the hell they want black people. You know what I'm saying? All the rebel rousers are either locked up or dead or just disenfranchised with the rest of the doggone Negroes and stuff, So we went underground damn near from our family members. You know what I'm saying? The ignorance is taking its toll. It's like a cancer. So they pretty much have America. So why is it that they got black people at the lowest state they've ever had them in the United States since slavery? Why is it that their hands are forced to do a whole lot of lockdown and do various things to push for this new world order? That is because they don't go on the clock based on what the people are doing. They go on the clock based on what the spirit realm is doing. Remember now, you got to understand something about the powers that be. The powers that be they got a room with people. They got a room and they have like hundreds of people reading every book that comes out, every science fiction novel, every horror novel, all these conscious books, all these tapes. They read everything that comes out. And so what happens here is they know based on the science and based on the spiritual realm when certain things are going to happen even before we know it's going to happen. You see what I'm saying? Even before we know we know it's going to happen. Case in point, back in 1996, they looked into the Congress and the government. They said they spent something like $10 million just revising history. They wanted to know how could they spend $10 million on American history. I mean, just $10 million a year goes in the historical department, but that was just a heading housed up under the historical department was these people researching everything they can get their hands on. You see, so they know based on the World Wide Web what's going on, for the simple fact you put all your stuff on the World Wide Web. That's the reason why they put a computer in your house, because they want to read what you're doing, so they encourage that. You see, so they got people that all they do is, you know, scout the World Wide Web to try to apprehend this type of knowledge and information. So they know when the time has come. They know before we know. And they said it, shit, the devil always knew what time it was before the righteous. You see, so whenever we see this thing, we know that their hands are for us. There's something that they're afraid of, and that's what we want to get into today, this lecture entitled The Rise of Lavado. And what I'm going to do is later on I'm going to go into this history of what this is, what it's related to, what are things that's not just theory anymore. You got black water off the coast of Florida. You know, they got black water off the coast of Florida. Come and find out this black water is all over the place. It's all over the world. You know, so this is not theory. This is actually happening. As well as why is it that
be careful. Let's get ready to fall on your head.
No, that's yeah. Why is it that they keep coming out with black hole issues? This is the latest one that came out in July. Now you know they had the black hole issue that came out during 9/11. During 9/11. I got it in here somewhere. But why is it that they still have these black hole issues? This is the last one that came out, Discover Magazine, July, still talking about black holes. You see, they had the one that came out in '98, and they had the other one. I got it somewhere that came out doing 9/11. Doing 9/11. You know, when we go into the lecture, why is it that they keep dealing with this whole black hole issue? You see. So there's things that they know astronomically, astrologically, physiologically, metaphysically that's happening. There's things that they know, certain mutations that's going on inside of us, certain things that's happening to your body that you can't account for, and certain things, you see. Some people are getting younger. You see, some people are getting younger. Different things like that. Now, here's one that I was in Cleveland about 3 weeks ago. I was in Cleveland, and here's one. This is before during the time of the sniper attacks. I think the sniper attacks started like a week after this. When did the sniper attacks start? Anybody know? October. This was in September the 18th to the 24th, and they say black leadership under the gun. And it says, the aftermath of 9/11, there is a new fear that the U.S. law enforcement is targeting black political groups, just like the old days. So here's an article that comes out in a paper in Cleveland, Ohio. When I was down there, the brothers and sisters gave it to me. A week, or maybe a couple of weeks, maybe 2 weeks before the sniper thing goes down, you see. As well as we knew last year that this 9/11 thing will come around to us. So we're going to open up with some recap on that, as well as to go into the whole sniper business, to go into the Iraq business, and deal with the way they are moving today. Now this is very interesting because this book here, it's a book I got here, see if I can find this damn book. Nostradamus 1999. Came out in 96. And after 1999, I couldn't get the damn book away. I go try to trade the book in, like, hey, it's got 99 on it. Seemed like all the prophecies are defunct. But there's a reason why he would put this particular book, Nostradamus 1999, I think it came out in 1997. So it might still be in print. But the whole blueprint and the layout of this whole Iraq thing is in this particular book. at least on the physical level. And basically, they're calling the Antichrist the rise of the Mahdi, which is the Islamic Messiah. You see what I'm saying? So this particular book here by Stephen Paulus, P-A-U-L-U-S, came out in 97. The comet hurtling towards the earth, and they was talking about the Hale-Bopp comet. So I couldn't give this book away, and every time I tried to give it away, even tried to give it to people, it always come back in my hands. And I said, for some reason they want me to keep this particular book. You see, this particular book. This has a lot, this is the blueprint, has a lot to do with what's going down. You see, that as well as a source of other things. Fortunately for us now, when it comes to me and what I've been doing has now become a reality. So many years it's been the accumulation of knowledge, but secretively I was going through my whole magical experiences and initiations and the accumulation of knowledge. But the last 3 years has been dead on the money as far as my experiences, which has culminated into now a lot of raw power has been unearthed and unleashed. You know, as a matter of fact, I got struck by lightning back in September, but I didn't know it till I went in the house and called somebody. But I realized, but it wasn't lightning from. It was lightning, but what happened was I conjured up this Lavado entity, and so the motherfucker struck me with lightning a week after conjuring him up. It didn't do anything, and he even said, "I just wanted to show you the power that I'm coming with, And so we're gonna get into that particular information also. Get into that particular information. But right now, I'm gonna pour some libations and start off. Give me some water, man. You got your water? Let me see here. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I was rushing and shit, you know. Give me some water. I got all this stuff at the house. You know, I go 20 miles out and be prepared. I live two streets over and ain't got shit. Yeah. So, you know, good to be back in the SWAT, Southwest Atlanta. Yeah, give me a little bit of water, whatever. We pour libations, but basically, when we do lack on the water, what we do is you just have to holler out loud to bring the energy. And basically, that's pretty much it. You don't need that much water. We have some new entities that came forth. Some that started coming forth last year, the first of 2001. And since then, there's been some other. Oh shit, this will work right here. Just give me a little cup. I can, let's see here. Can I put it on this? Or is this? I got a plate. Okay, yeah, give me a plate. Fix that up, and we'll fix them a little altar. And you know, we want to do this. I got some new entities that came back. Now this is very key because what I'm going to do here is I want to intricately explain a process that's happening, that's going on, that's happening before our very eyes. There's, like I said, there was there was the collection of knowledge that came, a body of knowledge that came in the last 10 years, because this is my 10th anniversary from starting to speak with us. It was 10 years in June. I just put this in. Now give me that cup of water right here. Yeah, put it this way. Yeah. It was 10 years in June that I started speaking. Actually, I started speaking the first time I spoke was the LA riots. But the 10-year period was a collection of information and knowledge. You know, a collection of information and knowledge. That what happened was is all this particular information that was gathered together started snowballing into a real manifestation of knowledge and information that later on culminated into a living body of a structure and a new paradigm compared to the old paradigm. I'm going to get into all of this and stuff, so we need to really pick this apart. But in so many words, what happened was is I hit gold, and we have a whole lot of power that's dealing with some things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain all of that. But in so many words, we have also conjured up at least a maximum of 19 entities. 19 entities and stuff. Let's put this seats up here, whatever. 19 entities and stuff. So what I want you to, what I'm going to do is to pour libations, and I'm going to start off with the Apollo, and I'm going to start off with some of the newer ones, and the newer ones, and I'll give you the ones that's ready to go. In so many words, what happens here is about 8 entities came last year. Over the course of the first of last year till almost about the middle of the summer, about 8 entities came last year, and as a result, we were able to do work with those entities and synthesize what those particular entities are. And so, and then another 11 entities came this summer. I'm thinking June or July. In June or July. So, what we need to do is, I have to go in now and synthesize those. I'll explain what this whole process is. But as you know, for the people that have been hearing, how many people have been dealing with the 3 sisters as far as the elixir? Yeah. Okay, well there's a new one. There's another one that I held on to since June that I hooked up. And this one is actually, this would be considered a El Cristo Negro, which was a form of Lavado. So we want to deal with that also too. But it's interesting because since I introduced this in Christmas of last year, on, what was that? December the 22nd, which is the day after actually doing the winter solstice. A bit of things started happening. A lot of people just started getting healed by this. A woman in her 70s, her and her husband drove down from Virginia to Charlotte, and to Charlotte, and she said she was almost blind in one eye and couldn't hear out of one ear. And she started working with this, the 3 sisters. She started working with the 3 sisters, and as a result, she healed both her hearing and her eyesight, and all. One sister was rubbing it on her breast, and her breast got bigger. Ain't that bitch? Her ex-husband came and said, "You ain't never had those before." So, but the key here is, and the reason why I say that is because the first thing I do, I will offer somebody like a vegetarian or somebody who don't drink. I'll say, "Here, take some elixir." The first thing they go, "Oh, I don't drink nothing," and they're completely missing the concept of what's really going on here. What is really going on here has nothing to do with the actual alcohol. It's actually the 3 entities, the 3 sisters, Oteetah T.H. Shayola, I tracked them. They're 3 goddesses on a boat. We got some stuff up here, you know. Yeah. We got, there's 3 goddesses on a boat. It's even mentioned in the book, The Sirius Mystery by Robert Temple. And in there you got the goddess Satis, Satis, and Anukis. Satis, Satis, and Anukis. It's in the book, The Sirius Mystery. In that particular book, these are the same 3 sisters. They show up as the Stitching Witches in the book, in the movie Clash of the Titans, which is coming from Greek mythology. These 3 sisters can be traced throughout world history. Throughout world history, they are the 3 Gorgons. They are the 3 triple goddess. The triple goddess. And so these sisters can be traced throughout history. So we have them throughout mythology, So when I was telling people to drink the elixir, they still registering physical alcohol. Now, first thing happened with this stuff, if you pour it in a glass with the three sisters, the next day, it turns to water. It turns to water. So I was trying to tell them that what we was dealing with here was a spiritual elixir. Something that was given to me by the three sisters. These three entities that came, the three sisters came, they came almost 6 months before the elixir came. You see, it came about. But we tell people, you know, you need to deal with this, and the people are like, no, I'm drinking all. You know, we take all this pride in being pious and, you know, sustaining ourselves from all this bullshit. That ain't nothing but just Christianity. Because basically what we are is permanent bred Christians. We have changed our model. We look different. We talk shit about the Christians and stuff, but our model, our mentality is still a Christian mentality. Nobody never got shit out of being pious and righteous. You see what I'm saying? So this particular mentality is still Christian. Like I said before, I didn't know how Christian we were. I spoke damn near 10 years. And as soon as I went into the whole year of the sex tantric thing, motherfuckers like they lost their mind. You see what I'm saying? Now the Dr. Caller wrote in the SiriusTimes newsletter all on sex magic, and all of a sudden people calling me from Detroit, calling me from all over, like, oh shit, man, you was right all the time. And there's always be somebody else. It's how it is. You know how that is. We're not going to step out there on our own. We're going to wait till 4 or 5 niggas get out there and they take the bullet. You know. So what I'm trying to say here is, that is what's blocking us and blocking the mindset of blocking us is this Christian mentality that we still have, calling ourselves conscious. So I was telling the people to take the dog. I said, you know, take the three sisters. You know, take the three sisters and stuff. You know, you can be healed. But no, they're looking at it as a bottle of some alcohol. Oh, no, that's bad. You know, like we 4 years old. You know, like we 12 or some shit here. You know, don't do drugs. This is your brain on drugs. You know. I'm like, this has nothing to do with, and see, the thing about it is most of the spiritual gifts are going to come. They're not going to come in the conventional way of what you think that things come. They're going to come in the most bizarre way. That's what the whole sex tantra thing was. You can heal yourself through sex. You know what I'm saying? They're going to come, especially if the world is now coming into a new paradigm, a new shift, into a new reality. That means that it's going to be reversed. The things that's going to bring you the goods are the treasures. I will give you the treasures of darkness. Isaiah 45. They're not going to come in the conventional ways or even the ways that we conscious people think that things are going to come. If I just behave a certain fucking way, I'll be all right. You see what I'm saying? But the graveyard is full of dead and full of good, quote-unquote, people. You see, so this one here, so the three sisters consisted of Windsor Canadian whiskey and Windsor Canadian whiskey as well as London Dry Gin. Which one was that? The good one. Glenmore, London Dry Gin, Windsor Canadian whiskey. You blend it together, and whenever you do it, just call on the three sisters. But I went to people like, okay, I want to call on the three sisters, but I want to do it, you know, I don't want to drink it for party purposes. I'm like, why not? And here we go again. Here go the pious shit. I want to call on the three sisters. I want to call on the three sisters, but can I drink it too? Like, goddamn. Why the hell you think you're going to do something to God? See, here it is again. You putting another entity before you. So the gods are allowed to drink. But you're not allowed to drink. And the only difference between you is you got a physical body, but you're a God on the inside. So all of a sudden, so like I said, we started kicking this thing. We started having parties. And, me and the brother Ade and the sister Stella and a couple of people, they say, you know, we're going to drop by to stop traffic. We're going to drive by to beat traffic. So we're going to come in at 6 o'clock. And we're going to stay for about an hour or so until traffic die down. And they come in at 6 o'clock on Friday evening and leave fucking 2 o'clock Saturday. You know, Saturday afternoon. And somehow, we just started missing time, pumping that music, you know, pumping that doggone music, and just, you know. But then again, on the other hand, the spirits come and join in. And I remember I told the story about I used to live up here in Cascade Gardens Apartments, which was a beautiful experience because the apartments was either two kind of people lived in the apartment: college students, old people, and Section 8. So now when you start partying with some Section 8 motherfuckers, you party. Because they feel. They ain't gonna sit around on the wall and all that kind of thing and look important. They only gonna go on what they feel. So they was up there and it was interesting. They had some music and they had some nice speakers and they had a little close and play system. Look at this piece of shit here. And the shit was like, you can barely hear anything. I said, well, look, I tell you what, give me your speakers. I ain't gonna blow my speakers. Give me your speakers and I'm gonna go hook them up to my stereo. And when we got in there and I hooked them up to my stereo and we started jamming and I started going through the music. I mean, I worked like a dog. I was in the house sweating because I got all these albums and I started going through the music. And them people, I started taking them people back and they started hearing stuff they hadn't heard in 20 years. And all of a sudden, you know, with them, you know, they feel. You know, we might sit here with anything that comes to their head mind is gonna come out of their mouth. And after a while, the energy got so powerful till you could actually see what was like on a whole other cloud. And Ginger at the moment looked in the house and said, damn, in our apartment there's about 100 people. So what happened was these people was partying so much until they called up their ancestors, and the ancestors was in the house having them a party. You see, the same thing happened when I went to Jackson, Tennessee in 1993. We had a lecture in Jackson, Tennessee. We was in one room having the lecture, and the sister named Tamara Keeley said she walked in another room, and she said they had a whole other room full of ancestors having a gathering too. You see what I'm saying? So we talking about dual dimensions. You see what I'm saying? So you like to party. So the thing here is we got all this piety and all this bullshit going on. You see, just to give you a type of because this is a lot of things you're going to be experiencing in the next couple of weeks, next couple of months. It's going to be a lot of ancestral things. If you haven't already started experiencing it. If you got sounds in your house, you got shit walking around your house and fucking with you, that is because that is nothing but your ancestors that passed on. Like my grandmother reappeared again. She's been in and out the last 10 years since she died in 1990. But she reappeared again about a couple of months ago. And you know, and she's doing all kind of cutting on the lights and stuff. My mother came to Atlanta to visit us, and my grandmother was dialing her cell phone from the house in South Carolina. She's like, oh, somebody done broke in my house. I said, well, if somebody broke in your house, why would they dial your cell phone in Atlanta? And stuff, and my brother would call and he would pick up the phone and pick up the phone for a minute and then put it back down. And also, I called her sister Kendall and I said, can you get to see who this is? And she was like, right away she said, she's grandmother. And then I said, well, ask her what she wants and all this kind of thing here. And the next thing I know, she had overrode Kendall and just started talking to me. Say, yeah, I'm back, so-and-so. So I had a conversation with her through the seer. And so she started talking and all, and I said, damn, you visit all of them, why you don't visit me? She said, I don't fuck around your house. She said, no, I visit all my children, all my grandchildren. I said, you ain't never visited me. She said, no, your shit too high for me, because see, the energy which I have, there's several dimensions or several plateaus you are on in the spirit realm. So as a result of me conjuring up advanced entities, the realm that my house is on is a level that only the gods can come through. So she was like, I can't come. I said, I don't fuck around your house. I can't even come up in there. And also because it was on such a high level. And this is when I knew that she said, I said, so you got anything? She said, well, tell them. She said that I love the grandchildren. I said, what? I got a brother in Decatur that's got 3 girls. I said, Oscar and Amanda and them. He said, I don't know, not them. I said, well, and see, not saying that she didn't love them. She was particularly talking about my youngest brother got 2 little boys, and they real light skinned. And that was her shit when she was alive. You know what I'm saying? Real fucking light skinned. So I said, oh, you Irene Shaw, all right. Still color struck. I said, yeah, so, but in so many words, it's a confirmation that you even get the doggone mannerisms or the character character of a person, and they should have been dead for 10 years. You see, so you have a lot of this that's going on now, a lot of things that's coming back, and a lot of that is ancestral. A lot of activity that you're going to be having in the next couple of months and stuff. And I said, well, why? She said, because it's time. So what she was saying was, they say it's a time of the gathering. There's a time of the gathering. We've had a gathering the last 10 years. Conscious people have been gathering together. You see what I'm saying? Well, there's a time of gathering that's also happening in the spirit realm where ancestors are coming back because it's time to come back because they know this shit is getting ready to break through to the other realm. You see what I'm saying? Meanwhile, the white boy is afraid. Everything that he's doing is afraid. Now, like I said on other things, your battleground now, because I don't want to forget this, the battleground that you're going to have to watch out for, because they done locked up all the so-called underclass, and the best way to get the so-called upward law-abiding, upward mobile, the battleground is going to be your automobile. That's where they're going to fuck with you. When shit get hot, your automobile is going to be under suspect. You see what I'm saying? Fitting the description, because the nigga is up in it. And so basically, they're going to pay for a lot of this stuff with traffic tickets. You know, you turn the wrong signal, you might get 50 years. Just turning the wrong way. That's going to be the key. If you know it's not a traffic court, man, the money that's coming down with your automobile and the traffic court, man, is phenomenal. You know, you make a wrong fucking turn, the next thing you know, you out of fucking damn $200-300. You know what I'm saying? That's the key. That's their road. That's their ball game. That's their battlefield now. It's going to be inside your automobile. That's why it's good to get you some 3 sisters and split 4 ways. You see what I'm saying? Or one of the good ones is to take that red meat and put on each tire of your car. You take some red meat, some steak or something, and you rub each tire of your car with that red meat, something you never get in a wreck. And one of the keys now, this is a key that you have to know instantly. And that is, you have to put Anubis on your roof of your car, on the roof of your car. I've been telling you this, but this is the key. If you can't think of nothing, the motherfucker get behind you. Put Anubis. Anybody know what Anubis? Anybody know who Anubis is? Anubis is the black dog in ancient Kemet. Anubis, and the one where he's laying on his stomach. That's the one that you want. Put him on the top of your car. Put him on the airplane. This is key because that's going to be their battleground. Real key now. This traffic shit is major. They got people that's got to come all the way from California to come back to Georgia for a motherfucking traffic ticket. You see what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. That's where they going with this. So let me post some libations and let's get this thing on the way. Now this is El Cristo Negro. This is a combination. This is the new one. This is the new one and stuff. Now, when I first did this, and when you first do it, like I did the 3 sisters, then when I first did this one, the night I did it, man, I was out of my fucking mind. I mean, I was on a whole nother level. People said, man, I called you, man, and you was on the phone, but you was gone. I was like, shit, I only had like 2 or 3 sips. But I went to another level and stuff. So this one is El Cristo Negro. This one consists of Canadian whiskey, and this is the best, that R&R. R&R. Rich and rare Canadian whiskey. This is the best. And rum, white rum. So brown Canadian whiskey and Castellio rum is a good one. Castellio rum. You mix the both together. Now this is real smooth. But this is El Cristo Negro. It's El Cristo Negro. It's a real one. Then there's one called Lavado. Now that one there, I don't suggest for that one for females because now unless you're an expert. Now I know some sisters can drink some people under the table now. You can handle your liquor. But I don't, you know, and there's a Lavado. Now Lavado, this is El Cristo Negro. Then there's the Lavado one. That one is white rum. White rum and you know, any white rum, let's say the Castellio rum, you mix that with one of the better ones to do, you mix that with the gin I want is the Barnett's London Dry Gin. Barnett's London Dry Gin. You know, that's the one you mix it with. Now that's the Lavado. Now that there will put you on your ass if you really want to get to another level. You know what I'm saying? But that one you handle with caution. You know, because Lavado is an entity. But if that's one that you want to put together to either give him, that's cool. Lavado is an entity that don't play. I mean, when Lavado first came, when he first came, the first thing he did is burnt down Mansour's bathroom. The brother Mansour, which is Wani Shabaz's brother. Burnt down him motherfucker's bathroom. I think a week after he came. And, you know. So, he's real powerful. That's what we're going to get into also, too. This one here you can't go wrong with. This one here is coming for destruction. This one here is an ass whipper. And I mean, when we invoked him and all kind of hell started happening to us. All types of stuff. You see what I'm saying? So, we'll get into that. Let me go with this libations and stuff. Yeah. I spit on you. All right. I'll pour him a little cup too in a few minutes. All right. Zarovanda. El Cristo Negro. Maki Niagua. Maki de la Luna. Francisco de Chichireo. Los Spiritus in Trade Bill. Mama Shoa. San Simon. El Cristo Rey. Santísima Muerte. Santísima Peter Even. Okay, let me get these right. O teacher, Teacher, Sheola, Shumala, Omagumu, Alcala, Cacumbo, Lopeo, Lavado. Okay, Luigi, Atama, Adawado, Papua, Okawati, Leowa, Godugo, Buwasta, Amatis, Awadage. These are 19 new entities, and we're going to get into this. This is very important. We just want to get those out of the way and just get the roll call going. Okay, Kela, Ishama, Aina, Tess, Yara, Chipra, Naxa, Yase, Malku. Okay, Dambawedo, Malasha, Richard, Adamwadi, Okurelli, Okushenko, Razuli, Eduardo, Zaka, Brahman, Vishnu, Ramini, Shiva, Ladi, Sadi, Vishnu, Durga, Kama, Kim, Ramachandra, Shiva, Inasuda, Rudra, Sita, Haman, Lakshmi, Sri Lakshmi, Jinsaya, Kali, Kalima, Osa, Ase, Jahudi, Maya, Patal, Segment, Seshe, Aminra, Heru, Hethar, Nupus, Anpu, Nut, Nepti, Nepher, Nut, Hattie, Rahar, Hewitt. Okay, keep it on. Inanna, Ama, Ayama, Ba, Na, Ka, Yu, Nomo, Kuntu, Digitari stages. Imu, Imama, Uzimu, Kara, Kingo, Mauro, Mumbi, Marambo, Marinki, Uzu, Moto, Taiwan, Da, Zeldo, Joe, Fa, Yi, Mala, Si, Lisa, Akanapon, Aqua, Natro, Sasman, Monaco, Salmon, Akanapon, Kimi, Sasman. Get some more. Hold on 1 minute. Let's get this right. Let's see here. Urzuli Kinoi, Urzuli Kaliga, Urzuli Boomba, Urzuli Jarus. Ashe, hold on. Give me a few more of these. Urzuli Frida, Urzuli Ridi, Urzuli Arzuli, Mistress Urzuli, Congo Basna, Congo Sabi, Congo Pakala, Congo Manadangi, Congo Kani, Congo Pumba, Congo Kita, Congo TDZ, Congo TPC, Congo T Pakset, Congo Maranati P Shishi, Congo Manadangi Muasi, Congo Miss Charlotte, Congo Dallasilian, chance, I'm gonna need some water. Well, whoever can get a hold of something. You know. Anyway, let's go into some things. The first thing we're gonna go into is I guess the first thing we'll start with is this whole sniper business. What's that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What they were saying on this particular piece that was on 60 Minutes, they had this doctor that they caught. He was a gynecologist, and for some reason they busted him for something. And before they could get to him, he killed himself. And they went in this house and they found all these vials of bubonic plague, botulism, salmonella. I mean, he had all kinds he had just about any germ, a virus, a plague that you can name, he had it in his house. And then come to find out, there was 2 white women that got sick. He had met one, he was going with one. She had a one-night stand with him and stuff. She broke up with him. Next thing you know, she got sick and ended up needing I think she had to get like 4 brain surgeries. And the other woman, came down real sick also too. Was another woman with him. Anyway, they traced this guy's dealing with a guy from South Africa called Dr. Death. And the guy from South Africa had wrote these manuals on how to kill the ANC and the black people in South Africa in the townships with germ warfare. Okay, and it started getting bigger and bigger. And they had a collaboration with the gynecologist that killed himself I think he was in California somewhere. Yeah. So this is the key. The key was they had this particular they had this connection, and what happened was the guys were dealing with this particular germ warfare, and when they traced them, come to find out that one of the guy from California sent the other guy this particular letter, and in this letter it was supposed to be an AIDS letter. And in this letter, it was reading all this AIDS stuff, and in the middle of the letter, it started talking about germ warfare. And so Mike Wallace was like, wait a minute, this don't have nothing to do with AIDS. In the middle of the letter, in the paragraph, it started dealing with germ warfare. I said, hold on now, see what they're doing here. I said, because they're proving what Valentine and a couple other people said was right, that AIDS never existed. They just kill you and call it AIDS. So what this particular piece was doing, was actually showing that it was actually showing that in actuality they can give you, they call this whole thing AIDS, and they give you whatever germ warfare and kill you. So this particular document on 60 Minutes was proving actually that AIDS didn't exist by this biological warfare. Then they was looking and they traced both of these people back to the CIA and the FBI. And the guy was, and so Mike Wallace was saying, well, you know, the FBI said you did all this, and the guy from South Africa, now the one in America killed himself, because I think basically what happened here is the government is in on it, but they got this thing. If you so happen to get caught, take yourself out. Okay? Take yourself out. So he killed himself in America, and that's the way the government will say these people were working, acting independent. It's just like the movie Enemy of the State. They did all this stuff the government did to the black man, and at the end, it was an independent person working outside of the government. Right. So the government got it so that they saved their own ass. It's like the movie Josie and the Pussycats. Very key movie. Yeah. Very key movie. One of the tightest movies that came out in 2001, right before 9/11. On the whole thing on the music industry and what they do to fuck your mind up in the music industry. Subliminal seduction. But the thing about the movie was so stupid, so they figured you wouldn't go see it, but all the shit was in the movie. But at the end of the movie, the government was in on it, but at the end the government said, okay, you fuck around, got caught, now you go to jail. So the government hand is always clean. Now remember now, in the movie, I want to get this particular part, the black girl in the movie was key, because the black girl, Josie turns to the black girl and tells her, you taught me everything I know. It's the same black girl that was in Men in Black when they was looking for the light of the world. The Men in Black 2. They was looking for the light of the world, and what happened? The black girl at the end of the movie became the light of the world. Mm-hmm. She became the light of the world. So it's the same system. But anyway, they always wash their hands. And the guy was saying, well, the FBI said, you did this. And he turned around and said, well, I spoke to the FBI. This is the guy from South Africa that they call Dr. Death. He said, well, I spoke to the FBI last week, a high-up official, and they say they didn't know nothing about it. So, in so many words, in this particular document, they was actually telling you that the government is what we always know in the conscious community. It works around the clock to kill us and to keep us down. And they showed that the government was all hooked into this thing, but going back. One of the keys was the AIDS program. Nobody ever thought about this. Now they're coming up with, they got all these special thousands of people in America that's living with AIDS beyond 10 years. But I'm like, well, what the hell was happening 10 years ago when everybody was dying with it? Oh, well, you know, they probably got new medicines that you don't have to die from AIDS. Well, why the motherfuckers in Africa dying? Now, at the same time, the people in America, they're not dying no more. But the people in America is not dying anymore. But the people in Africa is dying. You understand the science? So, they were just basically saying, we're not killing anybody else in America because we have contained what we wanted to contain. Now the key here is, we always knew that if they had a literal, if they had a epidemic going on based on sex, everybody would be dead. You see what I'm saying? Everybody would be dead. This thing came from homosexuality to black people to these target groups. You see what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, every indigenous country like Africa and China is rampant AIDS. But yet the people in America are living 10 years, 15 years. So in so many words, it's proven that there was never no such thing. There was never no such thing, what to say, AZT, and whatever the hell they was giving you. It was interesting because the sister from Kansas, Olivia, said, when AIDS first came out, she had a doctor that she used to go to ever since she was a young girl. And the doctor, she said, she went to the doctor, and the doctor told her, he said, whatever you do, when this was like in the early 80s, when it first hit, he said, whatever you do, the key here is to never take no kind of vaccine for the AIDS. Because that was the key. They was going to kill you, you see what I'm saying, and call it AIDS or whatever. So in this particular thing, they show an article in this particular Newsweek program last week, and in the article they got all of the AIDS stuff, and in the middle of the article they talk about germ warfare, and that's the key. Then they tie all that shit back in with the government. And they were saying that all the stuff that they was going to put on the people to kill the people in South Africa, well, they're doing the shit here too. The CIA and the FBI and all that shit was in on it. And yet we still talking about we Americans. You see? So it's just but basically, it's nothing that you don't already know, but it's just good to have this particular evidence. You see what I'm saying? To re-enter into things. Now, the first thing we need to deal with is this whole sniper business. We need to deal with this sniper business. First of all, the first thing we noticed was mysterious is this brother over the Montauk program, the multi-level marketing program, the Ken Bridges ends up dying. But it's interesting, this guy gets shot at the gas station at the same time they're voting on whether they're going to go to war. Same time they're voting on whether they're going to go to war, this guy gets shot at the gas station. Luckily, I did a lecture for this brother back in '96. He and his wife named Rosalind in Philadelphia. Went to their house and everything. Did a lecture in '96 in this brother's home. So this brother was a conscious brother. So I got a little more information on it for the simple fact that when he got shot, the brother in Philadelphia by Sirius got in touch with Rosalind because they were the people that I dealt with in Philadelphia. And so he got in touch with this brother's wife. And the brother's wife said, and you know this was straight up setup, said that he was in the office, they had just, I think it was less than 24 hours to sign this multi-million-dollar deal. He was in the office, and he got on the highway to go back to Philadelphia. They called him on his cell phone and told him to come back to the office.
Yeah, they did.
And then, this is what she said. She said they told him, there's a sniper out there hitting people at certain gas stations. Don't go to these gas stations and told him the gas stations to go to, and the first one he go to, he gets shot. Now the mystery here is that they're not even adding this brother as one of the snipers. One of the people getting killed by a sniper. He's not even on the list. They showed him a couple of times, and all of a sudden, they don't even show this brother. And NBC came on, and they gave the background to every single person that got shot. When it came to this brother, Ken Bridges, they didn't even put his name on the TV show. You see what I'm saying? So, they're not even counting this brother, so they just straight up executed this brother. You see what I'm saying? Now, this is the key. Now, the mystery here is this. They did a movie on this last year. They made a movie on the sniper shit last year called Liberty Stands Still with Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes in this movie moves to Washington, D.C. He's a sniper. He moves to Washington, D.C. and start killing people. But the thing about it, he has the exact same gun that the sniper has in the movie. And the exact same bullets. And there's a brother that's helping him in the movie. Another brother helping him in the movie. This is supposed to be no coincidence. Right. It's called Liberty Stand Still. Well, what happened? For 3 weeks, Liberty stood still in reality. They shut down D.C. and Maryland and Virginia. Right? Well, in this movie, it's called Liberty Stand Still. And he goes to D.C., he's killing people. Shooting people. The key here is they made the movie in 2001, around the same time 9/11 was going down. It's supposed to be set in D.C., but they filmed the movie in Canada, Vancouver. I said, well, damn, why didn't they go to D.C.? But see, if they went to D.C. and filmed the movie, you'd put it together. Well, hell, Wesley was up here last year filming a movie about the sniper. So they go all the way to fucking Canada to film a movie about Washington, D.C. You see what I'm saying? About Washington, D.C. And in the movie, he's a sniper. Now, follow me. The sniper name is John Muhammad. White man don't never forget nothing now. Right. John is a Christian word for John the Baptist. That's where the word originates from. In whatever language or whatever, whether it was some Hebrews or whatever. It was a Christian set of John the Baptist. The Hebrew word for John is Elijah. Ain't that a bitch? John Muhammad, Elijah Muhammad. Come on. Ain't that something? And it's not by accident that they link him to the Nation of Islam. Right. Okay? The Hebrew word for John. So there's several books on this thing here. Jeremiah does this whole book at the beginning, volume 2. Hebrew words identified. Also, there's a book called The Messiah of the Dead Sea Scrolls. No, it's another one called, well, there's the Messiah text, Raphael Patching. There's the Messiah of the Dead Sea Scrolls. There's several books based on the linguistic aspect where they deal with that. Historical Jesus, Mystical Christ by Jeremiah. Jeremiah did the major work where you have the Christian John, the Hebrew Elijah, the early Hebrew Enoch, the Arabic Iberus, the Egyptian Thoth or Tahuti, the Greek Hermes, the Moorish Merlin, all that's the same stuff. You see what I'm saying? Anubis is a part of that, one who comes before Christ, the guy, the leader, the one who shines the light in the darkness before the Christ comes, or the Christ energy, the opener of the way. So John is Hebrew is Elijah Muhammad. So when they say Elijah Muhammad, now in the movie, it was interesting. In the movie with Wesley Snipes, everybody got a last name except Wesley Snipes. His name is just called Joe. J-O, John, E, Elijah. Oh man, don't never let nobody tell you everything and everything. These crackers, when they move, they put it all in there. So his name is just called Joe. Joe, John, and they tell you the E, Elijah Muhammad. Then they connected with the Nation of Islam. Farrakhan admits that this guy was in the Nation of Islam. You know, they came came on NBC News and said, we ain't never trained this motherfucker to shoot. They said it one day. They always do this shit. They always do it. Just like they left, just like one night at 3 o'clock in the morning in 1995. 3 o'clock in the morning, I was up and didn't have a VCR, you never know. And they showed both gloves at the crime scene with O.J. Simpson. So I said, God damn it, we missed this shit. They'll never show it again. Now all of a sudden, the mysterious glove has reappeared in John Muhammad's car. Now wait a minute, they searched this car for 5 days, couldn't find shit. They was taking the car apart with they had in the little truck. Alright? And all of a sudden now, well, we found a glove that was found at the crime scene. But 6 minutes you found a glove at the crime scene. See, if you found a glove at the crime scene, that's the first damn thing you would have reported. Another glove. Here come the OJ shit again. But they said the day when they had first caught him, they said, we're not gonna have this, we're not gonna mess this up like we did O.J. Simpson. I'm like, wait a minute, what does O.J. got to do with this?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? What does O.J. got to do with this? Now there's several scenarios we need to pick apart. So they got the gloves back up in there. Now they just doing all kinds of shit. Now they got the computer. These motherfuckers got computers now. I'm like, damn, every damn day they coming up with something new. You know what I'm saying? Now they done tied the motherfucker to Georgia. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now they done tied them to Georgia.
Right.
You know, when they get through, it's ironic that a black person gonna go down with the greatest mass murder in the history of white folks. The greatest mass murderers of the world. It's ironic that a black man is gonna take the rap of this shit in the millennium. Ain't that something?
For real.
So I'm looking at this thing and all now. But now going back now, they got it in the movie. They always put the movie out. And in the movie, there's another brother in the movie. There's another brother in the movie. I don't know if Wesley knew what he was doing, but then again, he was making a movie shit. Right. They call you up, want to do this movie, he make a movie. But the thing about it is, they have the same rifle. His rifle was what? A military, his rifle was a civilian issued M16. Wesley's is a military issued M16. It's the same rifle. They showed the gun. I'm like, damn. When they showed the gun in the movie, I said, oh shit, this shit flashed back to John Muhammad. Because I saw the movie. That's interesting. This movie, they didn't put it in the movie. It went straight to video and straight to cable. They released it in August. They showed it 4 times in August. They showed it 2 times in September. They didn't show it none in October. Now wait a minute. What the hell going on? See, to me, if it's a coincidence, somebody will say, hey, you know, every time you got cable, every time you trip, when they start a movie at the beginning, every damn time you turn on the TV, you can't get rid of this fucking movie.
Right.
Anybody got cable? Okay, it's one thing if a movie is old. You say, oh, they're man. But when they start a movie brand new, every time you turn on that damn TV, you're like, damn. I said, damn, last time I was watching TV, this shit was on. All of a sudden, in October, they don't show the movie at all. See what I'm saying? But they always put it out in a movie. Remember Strange Days? They put out the Tupac killing a year before. Strange Days came out fall 95 and they showed they killed the rapper. Fall 96, my man's dead. Tupac's dead. They always put out the movies. They always put out the movies. You see what I'm saying? Because why? Because it's a game. We talk about elite people. They don't have nothing to do but to see. They know they're going to get away with it, but they want to see does anybody catch on.
Right.
You know, that shit is just like trading places when they say, we're going to ruin a motherfucker life for $1. When we trade places, motherfucker ruin a white man life and raise another person up for $1. That's how they play these games.
Right.
Just to see where your mind is. Well, they just be laughing. Well, who caught them? None of these fools. You see, now let's deal with some scenarios here because it's all, the key here is they want to make America through with black people. And after John Muhammad, you're through. Don't let nobody fool you. Let me explain something. The reason why the Republican shit was such a landslide, you understand what I'm saying? These white people feel, well, how do we fight against these black people taking over the country? We got to become more and more conservative.
Right.
So as a result, we know that they fix all that stuff, but as a result, these crackers going, they vote. We You see, this